Hello there. Today we're doing part 2 of the antibiotic resistance lab. So the materials that you have are 50 of these little colored pieces of paper. You should have 3 colors, blue, green, and red. You should have 20 blue, 15 green, and 15 red in your whole group. You also should have 1 die, and please don't lose the little clip that's holding all the papers together. What I've done is I've already set up my bacteria, so I've counted out. There's 13 blue cards here, there's 6 green, and there's 1 red card. My remaining cards, what I did is I put 3 piles, kind of like you play a game of cards from the draw pile, and I flip them upside down. The first step is to set all of this up. So now that that's done, I'm going to move to step 2. So I'm going to roll the die and look at the number at the top. So that number is a 5. So what I'm going to do is on my lab sheet, I'm going to write down for day 1, I'm going to write 5 as the number rolled on the dice. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up, or I'm going to look at the numbered toss chart. And because it was a 5, I'm going to look at this first row. It says the antibiotic was taken at the appropriate time, meaning the bacteria was killed. The result, remove 5 total squares. So whenever we have a die that has 2, 3, 4, or 5, we're going to remove 5 squares, and we're always going to start with blue. If there's not enough blue squares, we're going to go to green. If not enough green, then we're going to go to red. So if you look at my board, I have at least 5 blue squares, so I can take away 5 total blue squares. And what I'm going to do is just put them back into my draw pile over here. The next thing, step 3 says record in table 1 the number on the dice and how many of each type are left in the body. So now I've removed 5 of my blue, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to write 8 blue. I still have 6 green and 1 red. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is add up the total of all the boxes that I have. So I have 8 plus 6 plus 1, so that's 15 total bacteria. Okay. Step 4 says that they all reproduce. So anytime we have remaining colors on the board, each group is going to get 1 more. And if they're not there, so let's say this red wasn't here, we wouldn't add anything because you can't reproduce nothing. Okay, so because there's 1 red, we're going to add 1 red to represent reproduction. There's 6 green here, so we're going to add 1 green to represent reproduction. And then we're going to add 1 blue to represent reproduction. Okay, and then we're going to keep repeating steps 2 through 4 at least 8 times or until all the bacteria have been eliminated. So again, I'll roll the dice. Okay, this time I got a 4. So I'm going to again write down the number that I rolled, 4. And because it's a 4, I'm going to look at my chart at the top. It says remove 5 total squares. So I'm again starting with blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to put all of those back in my draw pile. And I'm not touching the green or the red because I got my 5 here. I'm going to write down, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. And I have 2 red. Okay, so that's a total of 13. All right, now they're going to reproduce. So after I write it down, I let them reproduce. So I have red still on my board, so I'm going to add 1 red. I have green on my board, I'm going to add 1 green. I have blue on my board, I'm going to add 1 blue. And then I'm going to continue this cycle until I finish getting rid of all the bacteria.